Hello everybody and welcome back to another video here on the one and only Tribal Warrior YouTube channel. And of course, I am the Tribal Warrior, and in today's video, as you see by the thumbnail and as you see by the title, we'll be taking a look at my Evolution 2 Aftershock, or in other words, my thoughts and opinions. So of course, it is Wednesday at the time I'm recording this video. This video will probably come out on Saturday. Of course, Evolution happened a couple of days ago at an all-women's PLE to showcase the generational spectacle of women's wrestling. We had 7 fantastic matches. We're going to go through all of them in today's video, and we're going to take a look at my predictions as well, because I did indeed do a Evolution 2 predictions video. I predicted all 7 matches. So in today's video, we're also going to take a look at which matches I got incorrect or correct. So with all that being said, let's get into today's video. So we're kicking things off here with the Intercontinental Championship match between Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, and of course the defending Becky Lynch. So of course Bayley kicked things off by taking out Lyra Valkyria. Becky and Bayley started off strong by trading big blows. Bayley then hit Lynch with a back suplex as Becky rolled out of the ring. Bayley and Becky then entered the ring. Bayley looked to hit a manhandle slam, but Lyra Valkyria leaped from the top rope, taking out both Becky and Bayley. Lyra then hit Becky with a fisherman's hook suplex. Becky then locked in the armbar on Bayley, but Bayley rolled out and rolled up Becky, but Becky kicked out at 2. Lyra then hit both women with a huge leg drop from the top rope. Bayley then used the Bayley to belly move she obviously invented onto Lynch. Lyra broke up the count at 2. Becky then ultimately got the win and retained her Intercontinental Championship. Of course, this match, people said was going to be the main event. This was such a highly anticipated match. It was so exciting. Of course, we've been seeing this match build for weeks now, ever since Becky turned on Lyra and she took out Bayley at WrestleMania all those months back, and it kind of finally concluded now. So of course, huge match, but I did predict this match to go Becky's way, and I did get that correct. So my first prediction is my correct prediction. So then, of course, speaking of championships, we had the NXT Women's Championship match between Jacy Jayne and Jordynne Grace. So, of course, Grace hit Jacy with a huge powerbomb, but Jacy kicked out at 2. Grace then eventually got caught up in the ropes as Jacy Jayne would deliver a huge knee to Jordynne's nose. Jacy then hit Jordynne with a neck breaker, but Jordynne would kick out at 2. As Grace was perched up on the top rope, Jacy would give her a huge kick, followed by a Hurricane Rana. Fallon Henley then got involved by handing Jacy the NXT Championship mid-match. The referee saw this and tried to take the title from her before Jordynne rolled up Jacy, but Jacy kicked out. Jasmine Nix then picked up the title and started to stare at it for a second before again a huge pump from Blake Monroe, who was cheering on Jacy Jayne. As the referee was distracted again, Jacy bounced Jordynne's head off the ropes, only for Jordynne to get a smack of the NXT Championship from Blake Monroe as Blake Monroe turned heel. Jacy Jayne then ended up retaining the championship. So of course I did get this prediction correct again, but I did not think it was going to end up like this. I did not think that Blake was going to turn heel. At the start of the match, I was kind of wondering, is it going to happen? I wasn't too strong about it, but she actually did. Of course, we heard the rumors earlier in the week that creative are planning on turning her heel, but I didn't think she was going to turn heel this soon into her run. So yeah, shocking stuff coming from this NXT Championship match as Jacy Jayne retained and Blake Monroe turned heel. And then we had a match for the WWE Tag Team Championships, the women's, of course, tag team titles. We had the Judgment Day defending, which was Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. They were defending against Raw's Kabuki Warriors, NXT's Sol Ruka and Zarya, and SmackDown's Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. So of course, a while after the match started, it kicked off with Alexa Bliss tagging in Charlotte Flair. Flair got a huge ovation as she took out everyone, including Sol Ruka and Zarya. Charlotte then delivered several chops to the tag team champions Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Asuka then became the legal woman. Asuka took out Charlotte Flair, Zarya, and Roxanne Perez. Zarya then used a double suplex on Asuka and Kairi Sane. Sol Ruka then hit a fantastic Soul Snatcher to Charlotte Flair, a really underrated move, one of the greatest moves in NXT history. Zarya then accidentally hit Sol Ruka with a spear. Roxanne Perez then hit a pop rocks to Charlotte Flair. Then Roxanne Perez power bombed Alexa Bliss to the outside of the ring, taking out everyone. This was honestly a fantastic move. And then after all of this, the Judgment Day retained the tag team championships. So of course, this was another great match, and I can honestly admit that all of these matches on the show were fantastic. I don't think there was one bad match on this show, and of course I did get this match correct again. I did think Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez were going to retain, and I did indeed get that correct. Up next, we had a brutal no-holds-barred between Jade Cargill and Naomi, once former friends. Jade Cargill started off by hitting Naomi with a steel chain tied around her right hand. Jade then hit Naomi with a camera she stole from the cameraman as Bianca Belair, the special guest referee, stood on in shock. Jade then put a trash can around the head of Naomi and karate kicked her, and then Naomi went tumbling down. Naomi then shoved Jade's eye into the leg of a table, which looked very painful. Naomi then sent Jade Cargill through a table which was set up on the outside of the ring, and then after all of this, Jade Cargill still kicked out at 2. At one stage in the match, Naomi and Jade went tumbling into the announce table, blowing up the TV screen as smoke went everywhere. The end of the match came when Naomi got sent through a table with Jade's finishing move, Jaded as Jade won the match. So of course these two had 2 matches before, one at WrestleMania and then of course one at Evolution, and Jade won the one at WrestleMania, so I thought that Naomi would win the one at Evolution. Therefore I got this match incorrect, and it was my first prediction I lost out on. Then we had this dream match for the WWE Championship between defending Tiffany Stratton versus Hall of Famer Trish Stratus. The match kicked off with Tiffany Stratton delivering a huge kick to Trish Stratus, followed by a swanton bomb. Trish kicked out too. Tiffany then used the rolling senton onto the Hall of Famer. Later on in the match, Trish hit the Stratus faction, but the WWE Champion kicked out. Trish then hit a moonsault, but Tiffany put her knees up and then hit a huge kick and an Alabama slam to Trish Stratus. Tiffany then hit Trish with her prettiest moonsault finisher to win the match. However, at the end of the match was the most talk about moment. Trish was then left in the ring, sad and frustrated, which left many fans, including me, wondering, was this Trish's last match? Is she retiring? Of course, I didn't think Trish was going to win this match. Of course, I got this match correct. I did predict Tiffany to win, but it was kind of just a look of disbelief on Trish's face. Are we seeing the end of her career approach soon? And then the second last match came when there was a 20-women battle royal to see who would get a championship opportunity at Clash in Paris this August. The match started with everyone going all out and attacking each other. Nia Jax quickly eliminated Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley. Julia and Selena Vega fought on the apron before Selena pushed Julia to the LED post and eliminating her. Nikki Bella then eliminated Alba Fire before getting eliminated by Lash Legend. The final 3 included Nia Jax, Stephanie Vaquer, and Lash Legend. Stephanie and Lash both teamed up to eliminate Nia, which they did successfully. The match ended when Stephanie hit Lash Legend with the Devil's Kiss 10 times to win the match. Of course, Lash Legend had a great run in this match. Of course, WWE loved this superstar, and I can't wait to see more from her in the future. However, I did actually get this match correct. I did predict Stephanie to win because I do want to see Stephanie in the title picture, and that did happen. WWE are pushing that, but the real question is, who is she going to face at Clash in Paris? And then we had the main event for the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, I definitely did not get this match correct because moments after the opening bell, Io Sky looked to hit the DDT but misses as Rhea Ripley counters and looks for a vertical suplex, but she also misses. Io then hits a beautiful poison rana, but Rhea somehow kicks out at 2. Rhea then hits a razor's edge followed by a powerbomb. Io then leaps from the top rope, but instead of hitting Rhea, she knocks down the referee, Jessica Carr. Due to the referee being knocked out, both women and both competitors brawled all over the arena and the crowd until eventually they travelled to 2 high production boxes which Io would jump from to wipe out Rhea Ripley in a jaw-dropping moment. Rhea would then hit Io with a Spanish fly from the top rope in the ring. This would lay both women out. At this moment in the match, people were thinking, is this a match of the year contender, as this was an instant classic. Just as this match couldn't get any better, Naomi's music hit and unexpectedly cashed in her Money in the Bank and successfully won and became the new Women's World Heavyweight Champion as the groundbreaking all-women's spectacle, Evolution 2, came to an end. So of course I predicted Io Sky to win this match, but I did not think that Rhea was going to win this match. I most definitely didn't think we were going to get cash in because WWE really fooled us. Of course, I did think Naomi was going to cash in with a SmackDown title over in SmackDown to Tiffany Stratton or something, but I didn't even think she was going to cash in at Evolution. I had zero chances of that happening, but look, expect the unexpected. It did happen. It was a great show. It was a show stealer. This, in my opinion, was a 10 out of 10 show. Let me know what you think of Evolution 2 because I loved it and I hope they do it again next year. I don't want to wait another 4 or 5 years for another show. So give us Evolution 3. Give it to us soon because this is a great show. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you in the next video. But for now, remember to always stay tribal. You can look, but you can't touch. You keep dreaming.